Some people say that 666 is the devil's number, or that when you see 1111 on a clock, someone is thinking of you. When you hear or see the number 3 in a statement, pay attention. It's the number most often used in deceptive statements. I only had 3 beers. I texted her 3 times. When I walked out of the mall, 3 guys were standing by a van. I had $30 in my locker. I left work around 3 o'clock. We just hung out and watched 13 going on 30 on Netflix. I'll give you an example. On December 10th, 2017, CBS Minnesota News reported that Chicago police said a man and a woman from Minnesota falsely claimed they were robbed at knife point of $12,000 worth of engagement rings and other items. The pair told police they were downtown Chicago early Thursday when 3 people approached them with a knife. They said the robbers took the ring as well as a laptop, suitcase, and an iPad mini. Police said Mager and Rizard later admitted they made up the story. Next, February 2018, a Texas woman pleaded guilty to lying to police when she said she had been kidnapped and raped by several black men. She told police that 3 black men in ski masks had abducted her and that one of the men held her down while the other 2 raped her. 3 is the number that has been proven to come up repeatedly in deceptive statements. Remember, this is a science, so there have been a number of studies done to prove a high accuracy rate in the analysis. As for the actual why, I don't believe anyone has a concrete answer to that. Some people view the number 3 as being a complete number, as in life, birth, and death, or body, mind, and spirit. We also have 3 primary colors, which all other colors come from. It may be that when deceptive people use the number, they feel they are giving a whole number and a thorough number. Another reason why deceptive people may use the number 3 is because many of the fairy tales and nursery rhymes we heard growing up used the number 3. We find this in such stories as Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, the 3 Little Pigs, 3 Blind Mice, and there also are subtle references to the number 3 in Jack Climbed the Beanstalk, Cinderella, and Rumpelstiltskin. And we all know, if you rub the genie's magic lamp, he will grant you your 3 wishes. It may be we have unconsciously associated the number 3 with things that are not true. Therefore, when a deceptive person has to come up with a number, he may rely on the number 3. So pay attention next time. 100 people were asked to write a statement about what they did on a particular day from the time they woke up until the time they went to sleep. From the time they got up, from 1 p.m., the person was asked to write a truthful statement about what he or she did during the time period. For the time period 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., the person was told to make up a story about what he or she did during those 5 hours. From 6 p.m. to the time they went to sleep, the participant was asked to be truthful in their statement about what he or she did during the evening hours. The goal of this study was to compare truthful language with deceptive language in an attempt to see how the language changed and how it remained consistent. The study showed that the participants changed their language when being deceptive. Because everyone has their own vocabulary, the changes varied, with each participant. Therefore, the study did not identify any specific patterns in regards to changes in language. Although it was not one of the objectives, the study showed that the number 3 often appeared in the deceptive portion of the statements. The participants had to write an untruthful statement for the time period of 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Because of this time parameters, most of the participants started their deceptive story by mentioning the 1 o'clock time period. And an example would be at 1 o'clock, as they continue to write their deceptive story, the participants would also mention several other time references as they wrote about what they allegedly did. Most of them would end the deceptive portion of their story by mentioning the 6 p.m. time reference, as at 6 o'clock, As instructed, they finish their story with a truthful statement. Deceptive statements, 48% of the time, the first time reference mentioned was 3 or 330. When deceptive people have to come up with a number, they will often use the number 3 or a number that begins with 3.